I defy you to find a better value for $65 than the Retrowax Box from SlaterSportsCards.com. What's going on, guys? 845 Sports Cards, New York's Hudson Valley, coming back at you once again with a monthly Retrowax Box rip. These boxes from Jared cost $65 per month, and if you subscribe, you get them for $60. For $60 a month, and it actually says August, but that's a mistake here. So I think it should be September, but let's see what we get here. It says August 2025, but this is September. I assure you this is September. So Fleer, Don Mattingly, Darryl Strawberry, 87 Fleer, the likely candidate to Bonds, Bo Jackson, Barry Larkin, BBCE, as always, for the higher-end wax products. BBCE Authenticated ensures that unless you're one of the Paul brothers, you get exactly what's in the pack, and they are untampered with, unsearched, not resealed. They are as received from the factory 40 years ago. 87 Donruss, 87 Tops, the same. Barry Bonds, Bo Jackson, Barry Larkin, Big Mac. 89 Donruss, looking for Ken Griffey Jr. and Randy Johnson. Ken Griffey Jr. is one of them players, the GOATs, as you will, that are seeing extraordinary growth in value in the hobby these days. I can't exactly explain it, but definitely something to be seen. 89 Bowman, the bigger format cards. Griffey Jr., that's a big card in there. 89 Fleer, looking for the Billy Ripken error, as well as the Randy Johnson Marlboro advertisement. 91 Tops, Chipper Jones, not much else in there. 93 Tops, looking for a Derek Jeter, hopefully a gold. So as always, Jared sends us a whole mess of packs, a whole slew of beautiful retro wax, carefully packaged. And there's a list of what is included, and he also throws in just a bunch of extra stuff to round out the box. So altogether, it's about 25 packs. Let's see what we got here. So 90 Score, 91 Tops, 83 Fleer. That's a big one. That's where we're looking for the Darryl Strawberry. Yeah, so apparently, wrong list, right set. 83 is Darryl Strawberry. So forget that list. Let's just look what we got. That's 89. That's 89 Donruss. That's 87 Donruss. 87 Fleer. 87 Tops. I'm going to categorize these by awesomeness and then rip accordingly. And 3 Tops, 1 gold per. So hopefully we can find the Derek Jeter gold. 89 Fleer. I have a Fleer. Here's our Fleer stack here. 92 Fleer is not special. 92 Stadium Club. 91 Leaf. 1990 Upper Deck. Maybe Reggie Jackson auto. 88 Score. Where's my score pile? Trash. 88 Donruss. Pretty low level. Back here, 91 Fleer Ultra. Thought I saw Fleer Ultra before. 93 Pinnacle, that's a cool one. 1990 Fleer, that's Junk Wax Glory. 91 Fleer, the ugliest set ever produced. 1990 Donruss. There are some notable errors in there, error cards, but 89 Tops, one of the least valuable packs ever produced. 89 Score, looking for, there's nothing in here. Griffey's in the Score update, as I've been corrected before. There's absolutely nothing in this Score pack here. Where's my Score? Score. There it is. 94 Stadium Club. Put that with the 92 Stadium Club and 92 Fleer Ultra. So what we're going to do, sort it out. We're going to open up the absolute worst stuff first. And we'll slowly build up towards glorious junk wax. And our oldest Tops pack is a 1987. And there's a stick of gum inside 1987. We pull one of the big rookies out of 83 Fleer. We'll eat the gum out of 87 Tops. That's our deal. So let's pull everything off to the side so we can get into some ripping quality stuff. Set the real good stuff aside and the so-so good stuff. And we'll start to rip. First pack up, the yellow borders. of 1991 Fleer. As a child, 10-year-old child, I do remember opening lots of these packs. I do not remember that being so bad. Oh, that's wildly off center. Bo Jackson, wildly off center. It's like a cyborg. It's a cool card, even though it's off centered. I don't remember them being so worthless. It was just cool to see for Chilean or uniform. It was cool to see my favorite players, Yankees, on a card. You know, it was pretty cool. Players I watched on WPIX or WWOR in New York City, I was able to see them on a pack of cards. It was only worth, only cost like 99 cents or 75 cents from the drugstore. That's where we got our baseball cards from. There was a hobby shop in my neighborhood. I don't remember ever buying wax. I would buy singles from that guy. Couldn't tell you the name of it, and it certainly isn't there anymore. But I remember not ripping wax. I remember buying singles from the showcase, raw, obviously. And I remember buying comic books. I think they bought comic books from the shop, too. I don't know if he was more comic books than cards, but definitely had a little bit of both. So, Eric Davis, George Bell, Ryne, Sandberg. So as always, we pull out the Hall of Famers and the notable cards. We set them aside, Alan Trammell and Robbie Alomar, and we bundle them up for lots on eBay because the value of any individual card out of this Rock Reigns is about 0. But as we rip through it and we collect the Hall of Famers every month on this channel, I've got a 700 card single row box filled with Hall of Famers, categorized by name, and one day I will bundle them up and throw them on eBay. It's a nice way to start a PC. Deion Sanders, nice. It's not his rookie, not even close, but it's cool to see Deion. And Billy Ripken. We're looking for Billy Ripken later with the dirty words on the bat knob. Gonna start a PC for a young collector. You don't want a ton of Craig Lefferts cards. Hall of Famers is where you would start, and you get a nice collection of Hall of Fame base cards from these days, this era, for not a whole lot of money. Maybe 50 cents a card, $1 a card. What's our sticker here? New York Metropolitans. Jamie Navarro, Jose Alvarez, Kevin Napier, Rooms, Big Mac, checklist. There's that George Bell on the checklist, and Norm Charlton. 89 score. What's an 89 score? Oof. I mean, there's second-year cards and third-year cards of guys. In theory, there's Hall of Famers. There could be Nolan Ryans. There could be Phil Necros, Sutcliffe, Dutch Dalton, Joe McGrain. Or there could be just a bunch of garbage. 88 score. Red, white, and blue. I think you have Robbie Alomar. Will the Thrill Clark. All are very good. Terry Steinbach getting jammed, it looks like. John Cerruti, Tim Tuffle, John Tudor, Weasenberry, Mike Morgan, Burke Beck, Dave Collins, Pat Clemens. Look how colorful these cards are. Bob Welch, Ron Hayes, Jim Clancy, Harold Baines is a Hall of Famer, like it or not. Candyman, and Doyle Alexander. 1990 score. If you like junk wax for $60, I mean seriously, $60 shipped. No shipping and handling separate. $60 shipped. You can rip through all this. Tom Bernansky, remember his videos? You can rip through all this glorious wax. It's a nice card. Will Clark, The Thrill. 89 hitting highlights. It's a really nice card. Thrill. Not worth anything, but it's nice. All Hollandale mix. $60, Big Mac. And you get a chance to pull Bo Jackson, All-Star MVP. A nice card. You get a chance to pull monster rookies. If you were to go out and buy a BBCE sealed box of 83 Fleer, you're going to be paying hundreds of dollars. Hundreds of dollars. $60, you get one pack, but you get all this other glorious nostalgia. Nolan Ryan, King of Kings. Clancy. So this is a subject of conversation. 1990. It's the King of Kings front. On the back, we'll see if this is the error or not. On the back, King of Kings, it matches. So if it doesn't match, there's the 5000K front and the King of Kings front. There are errors where the front doesn't match the back. This is King of Kings in the front, King of Kings in the back. Not an error, but it goes in the Hall of Fame pile. You'd be surprised how much errors go for in high grade, and you'd be surprised how much people try to get for those errors. I mean, there's some serious money laundering going. Gary Carter, Kid, Quinones, Rance Mulligans, Paul Molitor, Diamond Kings, Fred McGriff, Gary Gaddy. Slow rolling, it's like something's in here. Roscoe, Dion James, Sid Bream, Stan Jefferson. 1991 tops. Could pull a chipper out of here. Could pull a redemption for a 52 mantle in here also. But told the story on this channel before. There's some gum. Local man in Bensonhurst, where I grew up, did pull a redemption at a 91 tops, and he received 1952 Willie Mays. Pretty remarkable. Sure. And again, this is in 1991. So remember that card? That card was super high demand. That was a big chase. Alex Fernandez was a big chase back in 91. Now he's probably selling used cars. Rick Sutcliffe, Dave Magadan, Carlos Baerga, Mookie Wilson, Reggie Harris. The world has changed so much since 91. Granted, the world has changed so much since 2021. The hobby's unrecognizable from 6 months ago. Ryne stuck to Vance Law. No-hitter number 7 at a Leaf. Ryne. Gold foil. Leaf. Gold moments. That's a cool card. Would be a tiny bit of value if it wasn't all scuffed from being sealed in 40-year wax. George Brett for the last 40 years. Randy Johnson. Sweet. Tim Tuffle. Terry Pendleton. Willie Wilson. Jack Morris. Hensley Mullins. Fredo Griffin. And a puzzle piece. Straighten this out here. Fleer Ultra 92. What is in Fleer Ultra 92 other than really nice photography and stickiness? Jim Eisenreich, Scott Leas, Big Mac, McGwire, Tommy Green, Stuck 2, Stan Javier. I'm gonna laugh. I saw Los Angeles Dodgers. I got excited looking for an Ohtani. Ohtani was in like junior high school in 1982. Stan Javier, Bill Duran. No, 92? He was like in elementary school in 92. Sid Bream, Edgar Martinez. Stuck to somebody else. Edgar, stuck to Ozzie Smith, Gold Glove. Award winners. Cool. Nice. Rance Mullenix, Greg Maddux, Professor. Still on the Cubbies. Never took a deep dive into why he's not on the Cubs, why he left the Cubs. Because he was good on the Cubs. Not like he wasn't valuable. He didn't want to sign a contract. Maybe I didn't like that he urinated in the hot tub. Eric Karros, Alex Cole, Craig Leffert, Henry Cotto. Seriously, go down the rabbit hole on YouTube. Look up Greg Maddux pranks. Rock Raines, Vince Coleman, Dennis Rasmussen, Mike Moore, John Burkett, Kevin Brown, George Bell. Kevin Brown is the reason you don't want guaranteed money contracts in the major leagues. Signed a huge contract, blew out his elbow, never played again. He probably got about, I don't know, he probably got about, let's just say every pitch he threw after he signed that contract, maybe he got like $1 million a pitch. He pitched so little after that deal, they got robbed. Stadium Club. So this is earlier Stadium Club, but you can see the aesthetic, the full bleed photography. Jimmy Leyritz. MLB debut. Scott Liddy about to get hit in the junk. It's a pretty cool card. We'll keep that aside. The Hawk in a Red Sox uniform. I don't really remember that. Joe Carter. World Series Heroics. Hal Morris. Geronimo Pena. A little bit of stickiness. Barry Bonds. Best player that ever lived. 93 award winners. I don't know. Info. It's an info card. A worthless info card. Thanks. Andre Dawson. Rock Reigns. Nice. 2 Hall of Famers on a card. Chris Donnell's on some kind of parallel. Shiny there. Kevin Brown and Kevin Rogers. I'm confused with Kenny Rogers, the pitcher or the chicken place. Going back to 92 Stadium Club. Much more nostalgic. Right. What can we find in here? Steve Olin, the Sidewinder. Mike Heath. Eric King. Jeff Gray. Jamie Navarro. There are no autographs in this, though you feel like there should be. Teddy Higuera. Jimmy Jones. Mulholland. Imagine a Barry Bonds autograph out of this. Ken Herbeck. Rance Mulliniks. Ken Daly. Ray Langford. Manuel Lee. Greg Briley. Darren Lewis. Yeah, that would be out of control. I mean, those boxes would be worth thousands of dollars if you can pull a Ken Griffey Jr. autograph on card at a Stadium Club. But you can't. For the junk wax. Rene Gonzalez. These are nice looking cards. These black borders look treacherous to grade. Brady Anderson. There he is. Nolan Ryan. Pretty much every month we pull lots and lots of cards out of the Retrowax box. We're just looking for Nolan Ryan and Ken Griffey Jr. There's Nolan Ryan. That's a nice one. That's a nice Nolan Ryan. Really nice card. Tommy Glavine, a Hall of Famer. Beautiful. More of a skill. There's a Ken Griffey Jr. Beautiful. Sweet swing. Griffey. Kid. Very nice card. Chris Hoyles. Chris Haney. Every card is upside down. Chito Martinez. Harold Baines. Paul Miller. Steady Eddie. Then and now. Eddie Murphy. Then and now. And then and now. Awesome card. There's Ken Ryan. Well, that was a nice pack. As we wind down closer and closer to amazing, amazing wax. See, if you don't get a BBCE box, it could look like this. Pack. I mean, that's who's to say this wasn't tampered with? You know, who's to say they didn't just real? They did a really poor job recently. If they did, who's to say this wasn't tampered with? I don't have the updated itinerary. On last month, it says Bowman is authenticated, but the box is authenticated. The pack has been ransacked. Well, let's see what we can find inside of it. Maybe they did a poor job and there's still a Griffey inside of there. Again, these cards, only I got the signature on the front, so it's hard to read some of the names. And, you know, Jeff Sellers, I don't remember him, but hard to say who these guys are sometimes. Steve Sachs. Pete O'Brien. Mike Maddux. It's Greg's brother. John Eriks. Curtis Wilkinson. There's a Mickey Mantle. Be nice if that was real. Will the Thrill Clark. It's a nice card. Al Leiter. Yep, that's Al Leiter. It's a good card. Scott Bradley. Otis Nixon. Jack Howell. Jeff Robinson. And now, we're getting much, much closer to the main event. 1983 Topps. Can we see? We get a gold card in every pack. Can we get Derek Jeter rookie gold? Derek Jeter rookie base. About a $3 card. Raw condition. The gold. Let's go straight through. The gold is about $2,000 in a PSA 10. So the base, I can tell right there. Spoiled it. Not Jeter. Let's see what it is. PSA 10 gold is about $2,000. The base gold. Brooks Jacoby on the gold. It's probably now $50. Chris DeLucia, Gilbert Henry Rodriguez, Luis Sojo, Esteban Beltre, There, Greg Harris. Tim Salmon, he was a big chase back in the day. Bip Roberts. 87, 89. Let's pull the F face. Looking for Billy Ripken. The dirty words written on the knob. Can't find that. I want one of the parallels. The whiteout, the box. The whiteout's the most valuable because it is the most rare. John Farrell. And I'll take the Griffey Jr. rookie. Lance Johnson. Mike Kruko. Let's pull this a little more like this. Dennis Lamp. Manslaw. And Plesac. And Petri Dish. Petri. Gene Larkin. Aaron Jackson. Jack Morris, Hall of Famer. Mark Davis. Lenny Harris, prospect. Danny Heap. Jeff Kunkel. Jeff Parrott. No F face, no Griffey, no Randy Johnson. Let's move along. I'd rather save the mojo for the older packs. 2 Donruss and a Fleer. This is 89. Let's go 89 first. If you pull a King Griffey Jr., the odds of it being centered and clean are pretty low. 89 Donruss. Tim Cruz. Dave Eland. Oil Can Boyd. Greatest nicknames ever. Jeff Robinson. Cal Daniels. Brady Anderson. Oh, young he looks there. Glenn Davis. Fred Tolliver. Griffey's going to be a purple top. I know that. Nolan Ryan's looks like that. Mike Campbell. Griffey looks like this one coming up. Like the Senzo. Kevin Mitchell. Randy Kramer. Caps. Bruce Benedict. Jeff Reed. Nothing good there. Moving right along. Back to 87. 87 Fleer. 87 Donruss. Go with Fleer first. After these two, we're going 87 tops. And then the main event, the main course, the 83 Fleer. This is 87 Fleer. Whiston, Sleevem, Garcia, Mike Marshall, Mickey Brantley, Rich Anderson, Scott Bankhead, Kirk McCaskill, Jack Clark, Larry McWilliams, Greg Gross, Lance Parrish, Don Carmen, Andre Thomas, Wally Jr., and Jose Canseco, Dwight Evans, Andre Thornton. There's a preponderance of serial killer glasses back in the 80s. Just want to make note of that. 87 Donruss. You wind closer and closer. We're looking for Barry Bonds, Barry Larkin, Bo Jackson, Mark McGwire. Looking for clean black borders. Tim Wallach, Jim Acker, Carney Lansford, Danny Tartable, Rob Wilfrung, Jim Presley, Ed Romero, Steve Balboni, Dan Plesac, Dave Palmer, Manny Trilio, Will the Thrill Clark, 87 Donruss, very nice. Rookie card. Eric Plunk, Sammy Stewart, and the last card is Danny Jackson. No hits in there. That's all right. We're saving it for 83 Fleer. Down to the last two. 40-year-old gum. Big, big, big rookies. Pull a big rookie, we eat the gum. Let's see what the gum looks like. Is it black and rotted? Or is it fresh and pink? In 2 pieces. There's the gum. We're eating that gum. We're going to eat that gum. We pull a big rookie at the 83. We pull a rookie out of 87. Take a look. John Henry Johnson. Do not remember him at all. Jim Dwyer. Bob Denier with a lot of print stains. Teddy Higuera. Tim Tisnarski. Buddy Bell. Cliff Speck, Orioles leaders, Kurt Young, Bill Alman, Hal McRae. Astros leaders is Yogi Berra, Ed Hearn, Bill Bradley, Lenny Dykstra, Nails, Mike LaValliere, and Darryl. It's a precursor. It's an omen. We got Darryl at 87. We find him in 83. Let's go. Darryl. Darryl. This is the RetroWax Box. Go ahead, SlaterSportsCards.com. Get your own. $60 on a subscription, mailed to your house. Jabber is an all-star. He sends great stuff. He does a really nice job packing it. I highly recommend it. Schatzer. Splitter off. Rusty Staub. I know a guy that dated a girl, and the girl looked like Rusty Staub. That's a story for another day. Luis Sanchez. Ron Jackson. Steve Garvey. Nice card. Larry Peshnick. Bo Diaz. Glenn Hoffman. Luis Apante. Jose Cruz. Ron Hassey. And the pitcher, Jim Beatty. So we did not get a monster hit, but we did get a ton of enjoyment out of that. We did get some cool cards. For $60, you will not find the greater value. I guarantee that. This was 845 Sports Cards, New York's Hudson Valley. Retro Wax Box for September 2025. Thank you guys for watching. Comment what your favorite hit was. Comment if you're going to pick up your own on my suggestion for $60. Of course, like the video, and of course, share with your friends. Appreciate everything you guys do for me. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Later.